Hey there, I'm professional psychic Karen Marie, and this is Psyched Up Sundays for May 7th, 2023. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to this channel if you don't mind and share it with your friends. I would greatly appreciate it. I'd also love it if you checked out my daily Psyched Updates. Those are 1-minute videos that I post every day here on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. I channel those. I look at the transits for the day and whichever ones pop out to me as most important I talk about. I draw a tarot card. I keep it all under 1 minute. So those are great to check out and get a little daily dose of me. For those of you who don't know me, I've been a professional psychic in Austin, Texas since 1988. I'm a channel, I'm an empath, I'm a medium. I utilize astrology and tarot in my private sessions. I also facilitate past life regressions, rebirthing sessions, psychic development instruction, house clearings. I'm also a professional musician, singer-songwriter. So if you want me for your house concert, please contact me. I've got my email below. I also have my website link, so check out my services if you're interested in it. I am super excited to let you know that I'm going to be teaming up with Liv Topfer, who's an amazing teacher of yoga, meditation, breath work. She's a nutrition coach. She's a spiritual guru. She's an amazing soul sister. And we are teaming up, combining all our gifts and talents to offer 3 psychic development retreats at her retreat center out in Wimberley. The first one will be June 10th. Then there'll be one July 8th and one on August 6th. I'll put the link with all the deets below. Each retreat is different. We'll be offering different things, diving into different topics for each one. They're $444 each one, standing by itself. If you want to sign up for all 3 of them, that's $1,200. Now, usually I charge $500 for a private psychic development session with me, and those are usually 3 hours. These retreats are going to go from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So for the cost of less than what I charge for a private session, you'll get 2 of us, all the other people that are going to sign up as well, and a whole day retreat of diving into psychic development work. I believe everyone is psychic. We all have intuitive abilities. When you tap into your own abilities, your own higher self, you listen to your own inner guidance and follow it, you're on the best path for your life. So you don't have to be wanting to be a psychic to develop your abilities. You can use them to enhance everything about your life. If you listen to and follow your inner direction, your life just gets enhanced in so many ways. So I am so excited about these upcoming retreats. More details are going to be in the link below. So dive in there, read that. We're also offering an early bird special. Message me if you want to go ahead and register. I will send you the code for the early bird special, which will be an additional 10% off. So that's only good for this next week. That early bird special will end on Mother's Day. This is a great gift. If you're thinking first, what special gift could I give the mother in my life, or your wife that's a mother, or your friend that's a mother, this would be a fabulous gift to gift them a psychic development retreat. It's also a fabulous gift to give yourself. So these are going to be exceptional. I'm so excited. Liv and I both have been channeling so much information and getting so many downloads about these upcoming retreats. So I'm super, super excited about it. So I'll put the links to that below, so check those out. Okay, let me just start by giving some backdrop of what we've been through recently, which is Pluto stationed retrograde last Monday. Pluto's an outer planet, moves really slowly, so when it turns around in the skies, it's like turning the Titanic around. It doesn't move very quickly, and it exaggerates and emphasizes even greater what Pluto represents. Pluto represents power and control. It's about death and transformation. It rules Scorpio, which it's the lord of the underworld, so it dredges up deep psychological things. It reveals secrets. It reveals our deepest fears. It brings in past life connections and people who we have soul contracts with, people who we've agreed, hey, I'm going to see you this lifetime. And I want to just say a side note about past lives because people go, oh, I know we have a past life connection. I feel it. Just because there's a past life connection doesn't mean it's a positive one. Like, just saying, like, some past life connections could be with someone who's killed you before, just for example. So there's karmic relationships that can feel icky and that we get together with people just to work stuff out. And those usually feel intensive and are not fun at all. Then there's destined relationships where we're actually going to be experiencing something new, some transformative experience of relationship, unconditional love coming in, a relationship you can really grow in and be in harmony with, a change in your karmic story. So there's an endings leaving with Pluto, there's new beginnings coming with Pluto, especially because Pluto was square the recent new moon solar eclipse we had a couple of weeks ago. It was at the last degree of Aries, which is about initiating new beginnings. If you've been watching me, I was suggesting that you hold a vision for what you wanted to start and initiate in your life in a big way. That'll be like sticking around for 12 years to come. So if you were doing that work, you could even start feeling the rewards of that because Jupiter is now moving through this last degrees of Aries this week, and Jupiter brings gifts. So you could already get the return on your investment. If you put out very clear intention to the universe about what you wanted, Jupiter could bring it in this week. I could bring in a kiss. It also may take 6 months. Sometimes solar eclipses take 6 months to come around to get the benefits back. But some of them are going to come in this week. I'm just saying. Also, this last week, we had a lunar eclipse in Scorpio, ruled by Pluto. So Pluto was squaring the new moon in Aries solar eclipse, and it was the ruler of the South Node lunar eclipse that we had this week. So Pluto is in play. Pluto is squaring the nodes of fate as well right now. The North Node and the South Node. The North Node is what we're collectively learning, what our soul needs to learn. The South Node is what our soul is clearing out, getting rid of. New people, new lessons, new values coming in, old karmic patterns clearing out. And Pluto doesn't play. Pluto is like a wrecking ball. It's like dropping a hand grenade in that space in the sky where it is. And it will leave things change forever. When Pluto transits a sign, you can find whatever, like it just has been moving through Capricorn. So wherever you have Capricorn in your birth chart is an area of your life that you've had totally transformed since 2008. It just moved into Aquarius for the first time in our lifetimes, for the first time in 250 years. It's the difference. It's night and day. Pluto and Capricorn. Pluto is about power and control, revealing secrets. Capricorn is about top-down power struggles, power over, the power paradigm where the person at the top has power over everybody underneath them. That old school paradigm that the United States was formed with, because Pluto was at 27 degrees of Capricorn when the United States was formed. Who had the power in this country? White men with money. Right? That's the old paradigm that we've been living under for the last 250 years. Pluto moving into Aquarius is changing up that paradigm. Aquarius is the new innovative, the maverick that does things outside the box. It's two wavy lines. It's everybody vibing together. It is people working with their unique gifts and talents to all be one. So Pluto in Capricorn is a completely different creature than Pluto in Aquarius. So people who have been having the power and want to hold on to the power are ratcheting that up with this Pluto in Capricorn. They can feel it. They can feel threatened, so they feel like they have to get even more power and control, right? We've been seeing that play out in our government, in governments all around the world, in our personal lives in different ways. Those towers of Babel will come crumbling down. Now, Pluto does this dance back and forth between Aquarius and Capricorn. Like, it's going retrograde now. It's moving slowly. It's still kind of hanging out in the same place in the skies. It will retrograde back into Capricorn. And I think it's next month, June. It goes back in, and then it will, turns around later this year. It goes back into Aquarius in January. Most of next year, it will be in Aquarius, it does back into 29 degrees of Capricorn. Um, I don't remember the exact dates. I've given them before in previous videos. I'm spacing out Mercury retrograde moment right now, spacing out when that is, but it will go direct again back into Aquarius in mid-November of 2024 to stay. So this is not a quick, easy transit. So if you're having power struggles show up in your lives, just know that people who are working out of that old modality are going to be losing their power. It's just going to happen all across the board in all kinds of different ways. When Pluto went into Aquarius in the late 1700s, we had the American Revolution and the French had their revolution. So I'm expecting a revolution, again, truthfully, over these next couple of years. And we've already been seeing, protests and things breaking out on the street. Those kind of things are just going to be ratcheting up when the people, Aquarius, get the power, Pluto. So that's just a preview of coming attractions. And Pluto is going to be squaring the nodes. It's already started squaring the nodes and will be squaring the nodes till November of this year, which we're being forced to do our transformational work, basically. That's the long story short. It will be exact in July when it'll be most intensive. Now, Jupiter moves into Taurus on, what date I put? May 16th. So between now and May 16th, it's moving through the last degrees of Aries. Jupiter makes things bigger. So on a positive, it can bring the gifts of Aries, passion, the ability to initiate something new, inspiration, right? The ability to go somewhere you've never gone before, pioneering spirit, create a big bonfire in a positive way. The negatives of Aries, it's ruled by Mars, the god of war. So people with unresolved anger issues can be exploding left and right. We had a mass shooting here in Texas yesterday. And prayers up to those that lost their lives or that are affected by this most recent mass shooting. But I'm really expecting more this week because of Jupiter being in these last degrees. Now, it's going to cross the same point that we had the new moon solar eclipse a couple weeks ago, which was the same point in the skies, 29 degrees of Aries, where Mars was the ruler of Aries when January 6, 2021 happened. So Jupiter is going to cross over that point in this next week. So these themes of the Aries ratcheting up, again, bringing benefits, but also, making things bigger is going to be intensive. I'm just saying. And then it'll move into 0 degrees of Taurus on the 16th, where it will be in an exact square with Pluto. It's already in a square with Pluto. So Jupiter making things bigger with death and transformation, power and control issues, making this bigger. It also can be bringing benefits if we're empowering ourselves. And how do we empower ourselves? To plug into spiritual practices, to access your own higher self, your own divine self. So that's what's most important to do, to plug in spiritual practices every day. They are really more important than food right now, I think, to plug in and access inner direction for our daily life so that we're not battered about by these intensive times that we are in. So Mars is moving through the last degrees of Cancer. It is stirring up unresolved issues from childhood. Cancer represents our childhood home, mother, our issues that we have with mother. Venus moved into Cancer this morning, so it is now just shifted signs as of this morning. Venus in Cancer could definitely stir up. Venus is who we love, what we love, how we receive energy. And so how did you receive energy from your childhood home? Were you loved and nurtured and supported? If you were, then Venus moving into Cancer could feel really lovely. If you were like me and did not get your childhood needs met, if you didn't feel loved, nurtured, or supported, Venus moving into Cancer can trigger you. It can feel uncomfortable. It can have old childhood wounds surface, and especially because Mars is there. Mars is the divine masculine, Venus is the divine feminine, both in Cancer, could really be stirring up childhood issues with both your parents, really. And yourself as a parent. If you're parenting, then you could feel like really, oh my God, what am I doing? Kind of thing going on right now. Again, there could be sweet gifts coming in. Every sign, every planet has positives and negatives. We all have positive and negatives. We all have a higher self, a divine nature, and we all have fundamental darkness. That's why spiritual practices are so important, because we raise our vibration and we tap in to the best parts of ourselves. If we go off half-cocked and do not plug in and ground, we're liable to tap into the worst aspects of ourselves. We can experience the best aspects of the transits if we're spiritually fit. If we're depleted, we can feel like we're really being knocked around in a way that feels really crummy, like Mercury retrograde. So, and even on the best of days, you can still feel negative influences. It's how you react to them that's important. I was going for a long walk this morning and I got some important downloads. What came up to me was the memory of what I've learned through my 39 years of Buddhist practice, which is when I'm facing an obstacle that I don't know how to transform, I was guided years and years and years ago to chant to turn poison to medicine. Like, if you don't know how to resolve a conflict, you don't know how to make something better, you're up against a wall and you don't know how to make it shift, to have the prayer to turn poison to medicine, or turn the obstacle into a benefit, meaning that your life is going to be even better as you transform the obstacle that's in front of you, and you're going to end up even better. It's kind of like playing the game of leapfrog. If you hop over someone, you actually can hop further than if you're just hopping along by yourself, so that the obstacle can actually bring out something better in your life. And that's how I like to look at Pluto. Like, it can bring up stuff, but it can really transport us further down our evolution. We can actually get more work done with our soul's growth during these difficult times. The other thing I got was an affirmation that got downloaded. I was there typing it out on my phone as I was walking. This is an affirmation I invite you to use if you would like, if it resonates to you. That is, today, everything in my life is transforming in positive ways. The universe is supporting me. Incoming waves of opportunities, prosperity, boundless joy, clarity, wisdom, and unconditional love are flowing in. I am safe and protected. I'll repeat that. Today, everything in my life is transforming in positive ways. The universe is supporting me. Incoming waves of opportunities, prosperity, boundless joy, clarity, wisdom, unconditional love are flowing in. I am safe and protected. So if you just look at, and like, what you believe, you create. What you think, what you say, what you believe, what you do creates your reality. So if you believe these transformational times are going to bring in the most amazing things into your life, the most amazing people, Pluto can bring in powerful people in your life that you need in your life. It can also take away the people that are abusing you, because with this power over energy, Pluto can be removing someone who wants to have power over you. Opportunities to transform the power struggles in your life, to transform and empower yourself, are here with Pluto in strong play. And like I said, it is in square with the nodes until November of this year, and it's being activated with Jupiter making things bigger, Mars moving through the last degrees of Cancer. Mars will move into Leo on the 20th, and it'll lock in a grand trine. Grand cross or grand square, T-square, a grand T-square or grand cross, with Pluto on one side, Mars on the other, the god of war, opposite death and transformation, opposite the north node, conjunct Jupiter, opposite the south node. So that's the big square that's going to be forming in the skies. It's a fixed square, meaning it's in fixed signs. Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius are all the fixed signs. Fixed signs don't like change. They want to know what the plan is. They want to keep the plan the same. So we have planets that are transformative. Mars and Jupiter making things bigger. I mean, there's some major heavy duty shifting and changing that we all have no choice but to undergo basically later this month. It's very, very intensive, but I think again an opportunity to transform things in a deep, deep level in our lives, and transform things with transformation is change for all times, right? So Scorpio, the Phoenix is one of the signs that represents Scorpio. The Phoenix combust, right? It turns into flames, right? I mean, it burns up, and then out of that something greater emerges. So going to the flames part is not fun, but the transformation part is liberating. Then the Phoenix becomes the eagle and can fly above and have the wisdom and the higher perspective in our lives. So there's a wonderful opportunity to just like get some karmic work done in a powerful way. All right, so now I'm going to drill down and just do the dailies. Monday, the 8th, we have the moon, which is now in Sag, will be moving into Capricorn. That happens at 6:32 p.m. The times that I give you are Austin, Texas times. We feel transits ahead of time. We can feel them afterwards. So just know that just because I say something's happening exact, you can feel it days ahead or afterwards. But this is when the shift happens. Sometimes you can feel it when the shift is happening if you're paying attention. So moving into Capricorn, the moon, which grounds things out. It's also the daddy. So we have the planets up in Cancer, the mommy, and the moon representing our intuition, our inner world, moving through Capricorn, the daddy. So we can, again, definitely have like parental stuff bubbling up, insights into what we need to see about that kind of stuff coming up with the moon moving through Capricorn. On Tuesday, the 9th, the sun in Taurus will be conjunct Uranus in Taurus. Uranus is the great awakener. It is the king of sudden, unexpected events. It loves to throw shocking curveballs. It's the ruler of Aquarius, the maverick, the unique and the different. It wants to make way for the new in your life. It wants to wake us up spiritually. So many astrologers call this the most shocking day of the year, the most surprising day of the year. Now, these could be positive surprises. Venus is the ruler of Taurus, so it could be surprises in love, in money, in relationships, in our currency and stock markets. So it could be positive changes. If Uranus throws a negative curveball, meaning it takes something away or something initially feels negative, it will replace it with something even better. So just know that. There's nothing to fear with Uranus. It may be disconcerting because you can't predict how it's going to happen. But so the sun conjunct Uranus on Tuesday, 2:55 p.m. is when it's exact. Again, we can start feeling it ahead of time. Afterwards, shocking events can be happening out in the world, in your own personal life. The moon will move into Aquarius at 9:05 p.m. on Wednesday the 10th. Then it will go right into a conjunction with Pluto. So again, intuition, the moon hooking up with transformation, so you can get some amazing insights, transform your relationships, your connections with others. It's a powerful day for insights, psychic downloads, and aha realizations. Dreams can be super vivid. Then that evening at 11:50 p.m., Venus will be sextiling the North Node. So Venus, about love, relationships, money. Sextile is a positive relationship with the North Node. What we're supposed to be learning. What are we supposed to be learning about our relationships, about money and finances? Lessons can be coming in, especially with the moon in Aquarius conjunct Pluto. We can have some wow moments, I think, on Wednesday. Then Thursday, there's just aspects with the moon. There's no planetary aspects. On Friday, the 12th, at 3:41 a.m., early in the morning, Mercury retrograde will sextile Saturn in Pisces. So Mercury's in Taurus. Mercury represents our thinking, our communications with others. The sextile is a positive connection with Saturn, which likes to put up structures, boundaries, so we could get some insights into how we could better structure our life. Especially Saturn in Pisces could be about structuring meditation time, spiritual practice time, so we could get some downloads about that. We could have some spiritual conversations in our dreams, or again, we could have fill this on Thursday, we could fill this into the day on Friday and have some amazing sort of channeled discussions. Then in the evening on Friday the 12th, Venus in Cancer will sextile Mercury retrograde. So this is the heart and the head coming together. Venus the heart, Mercury the head, in a beautiful harmony. Even though Mercury is retrograde, it can be this really lovely connection of our heart and our mind, just like, oh yes, that feels right. That sounds right. Oh, that's a lovely, lovely connection. Then at 1:56 a.m. Saturday morning, early, Venus will trine Saturn. So there's this neat sort of ping pong going between Mercury, Venus, and Saturn on Friday and Saturday, where you could really get things kind of lock in. There could be commitments happening over next weekend, because Saturn can be what you commit to too. And then Venus, our heart, and Mercury, our head, like, oh, this feels right. This sounds good. This is what I want to commit to. This is what I want to focus on. This could be personal commitments you make to yourself. It could be commitments you make in relationships with other people. Boundaries that you want to set up for yourself too, because Saturn's about boundaries. Boundaries in relationships, even positive boundaries, I'm going to let you in, for example. So I think can be a great weekend for relationships, even new relationships, because we had all that new energy of the new moon solar eclipse bringing in positive new beginnings. So this could be a relationship that's coming in. Jupiter's going to be at that same degree point by then. So it's going to be bringing in some positive connections, making things bigger. On Mother's Day, on Sunday the 14th, what I thought was super interesting is there's an asteroid I don't talk a lot about, Ceres. Ceres looks like a mother goose hook, and it represents the mothering, nurturing energy in the universe. And so the sun in Taurus is in a trine, which is a lovely harmonious aspect with Ceres, which is in Virgo, on Mother's Day. So it highlights nurturing in our life, mothering in our life. So I thought that was super interesting that would be happening on Mother's Day. And then at 10:16 p.m., Mercury stations direct. Yay! Now, it will still be in its shadow zone, meaning even though it starts moving forward again, it will take till the 1st of June for it to get back to 15 degrees where it was when it turned around to go retrograde. So this place in the skies, from 15 degrees of Taurus to 5 degrees of Taurus, it will be at 5 degrees. When it turns around, it goes back. So it'll take for the rest of this month for it to get out of its shadow zone, so we could still feel lingering Mercury retrograde effects even after it goes direct, but it should lighten up. It should be less intensive. And I talked about last week, what's interesting, we're going to be having an upcoming Jupiter retrograde over these exact same points. Jupiter will be up at 15 degrees of Taurus when it retrogrades and go back to 5 degrees and then go forward. So it's going to be working the exact same space in the skies. And again, Jupiter brings gifts. So whatever you're learning, whatever you're realizing, whatever important mental changes you've been making through this Mercury retrograde, one of the best things about Mercury retrograde is you can relook at how you're talking to yourself. You can relook at how communications in your life happen. So if you've had a positive shift with this Mercury retrograde, Jupiter brings in gifts and makes that even better. So that's kind of a preview of coming attractions that's going to be exciting in the same space in the skies. So make sure you check out the link that I'm putting below for the upcoming psychic development retreats that are going to be super fabulous. I can't highlight them enough. You'll definitely want to come and hang out with me and live in beautiful Wimberley, Texas. And let me know if you want to schedule a private session with me. Have a great week.